Sione, both Eben Etzebeth and Rassi Erasmus said that the scoreline flattered them a bit. Do you feel the same way about it?
Yeah, I thought, their try that they scored through the line out and maybe the try that got chalked off for us, widens that gap in terms of the scoreline. But, yeah, I'm proud of the boys and the performance they put out. And, especially from the forward pack, a lot of those guys had to play big minutes. And, I thought they really fronted up physically. So, yeah, I am proud of our performance. Just disappointed we didn't win today.
You won the try count 4-0. Was the nil bit down primarily to their defence, or were there some frustrations about your own team's play?
Yeah, definitely. We put ourselves in position to score tries. I thought the last bit of execution really let us down today, especially in the finish zone, close to the line at least. And we were down there for big parts of that second half, and we didn't walk away with tries that we should have walked away with. So, we've got to take responsibility for that. The game was there to be won, and we didn't execute.
Surely it was the failure to capitalise on them being down to 40 men. Was that kind of the turning point in the game?
Yeah, I don't think that was the whole game, but there was a line out on their line when they had 14 men and we turned it over straight away. Those are the moments we probably got to score 5 metres out with a line out, and they've only got 14 guys. But there were plenty of other moments, to be honest, as well, and there were plenty of other periods in the game that we could have executed better on. It wasn't just that period, I don't think.
The bid we got Ben Sione, did you think you had him because the box seemed to be really on the ropes at that point?
Yeah, we did. There was a vibe about us at that time. He got carded and we went straight to the line to try and score them all try. We just didn't execute at the line out. And then like I said, there was other moments, so it wasn't just that moment. But when Pimpy got carded, there was definitely a vibe and a bounce about us that we thought we were on top of that part of the game.
What was the explanation given to you, Sione, for the red card to Scott Cummins, to the referee?
Yeah, he just said high degree of danger, and then it would be a 20-minute red card. That was his explanation. But I thought that period we managed really well. We showed massive growth in, managing the game when we only had 14 men, and especially out Finn and Benny during that period. We managed the game well there.
Sione, you spoke yesterday before the game about looking for that kind of landmark win against one of the big three. Do you think you're getting closer, or is it still kind of tantalising?
Nah, I definitely think we've made growth. From how we performed today to how we performed against that team last time at the World Cup. I thought there were so many growth areas in how we played. I thought our ability not to get frustrated when we were down with that red card, and then I suppose a few ref calls going their way. The line out when they scored, through the tap back and straight through the line out. All those moments, I thought we showed emotional maturity during those moments, and they're a big part of what we've been trying to get better at.
Gregor, what was your view of the red card?
At the time, I thought I'd got the wrong person. I thought Rory Darge had more game across his side, and then there was another angle where Scott movement did land on the leg of the player who was jackling, but there was massive mitigating circumstances. Scott was there to clear a contact, and the scrum half popped up as he was clearing contact, which took Scott off his feet, and he did land on the jackling player's leg. But it's such a dynamic game, and you're hitting those contacts at huge speed, that I thought was a very harsh red. I thought it was one of our best performances the last few seasons. Performance like that to go up against the world champions is you've got to match, or you've got to bring your own physicality and match their physicality. You've got to work as hard as you've ever worked, and I felt our players did that. When you consider that we were down a man for 20 minutes and that player being a second row, she only talked about how well they managed that 20 minutes, but also that it takes a huge effort to get through that. And the effort was there in the second half. When the game was opening up, we looked at times the fitter team, and it looked like they were sharper. There's a huge amount of pride, and not just pride, but pleasing aspects of the performance. There was some skill execution that we have to improve, but I also felt we had a bit bad luck. We stole a line out in our 22 and the ball bubbles into their hands, and they scored 7 points when they hadn't had much pressure. Yeah, we obviously choose knock on. Chalks off the try 3 phases later. I don't know whether you're supposed to go back more than 2 phases, but it was a knock on. We can't get around that. But those are moments in a game, 14 points, that would have put us in a better position. And I think the question earlier to Sione about not scoring tries, yeah, that's a valid one. But also they were giving away a lot of penalties. Penalties that went to 3, 6, 9, 12. Yellow cards. Could have been a second yellow card when Ben White was taken out 5 metres from the line. So I felt we'd had enough pressure and positions to score more points. So we'll look at how we can improve that.
Gregor, is it frustrating Ben White's try that was chopped off? There's a kind of knock on. There was a knock on there, but there's a frustration about that. That was picked up, or you just accept it?
There was a knock on, and you'll have to remind me on the laws and whether you can go back more than 2 phases. But there was a knock on. What was pleasing was the response. Like the players are obviously down at half time, having had that try chalked off. But we then played, I think, for the next 20-25 minutes, we were the better team. We were the ones that were putting them under pressure, getting penalties, getting good field position. So it didn't affect them, which was a real growth in this team, I believe.
Right, it seems after the 20 minutes after they emptied their bench, it was a really strong 20 minutes for Scotland. At that point, did you think, hang on, we could be onto something historic here?
Yeah, look, I thought the way we defended throughout the game was at the highest level I think we've produced. And that we had moments when they emptied the bench when we were on 22 and we were getting turnovers, and there were great elements of defence. And then the game opened up. There was counter-attack opportunities, there was turnover attack, and it really suited our strengths. And we were getting line breaks, we were getting behind. So yes, I did feel it was going our way, but we needed to get to at least 22 all to make it go into the last 10 minutes and see how that 10 minutes would turn out. I think when we didn't get that 7 points, they were just 1 penalty away from obviously taking 3 points, and they got penalties from the scrum. We can't deny that. Their scrum was very impressive, and that just kept them out ahead.
That period, this sustained pressure, we got a penalty from the post. You see the hindsight, but do you think you should have maybe gone for the try at that point?
No, look, I thought we were going to get a yellow card. It was cynical play 5 metres from the try line, and even if you have already awarded a yellow card before, you have to look at the action. We'd just gone to the line out and hadn't executed, so to take 3 points in the knowledge that we're going to have an extra man when the momentum was with us, I thought that was the right decision. So yeah, I don't think we'd have went for the scrum given how well they'd scrummed. But the 3 points was keeping us out of game. Like, that was a proper test match, and sometimes 3, 6, 9 points gives you within a try of winning the game. And the way our team play, we know we can score a try out of anything. Albeit we didn't do it today, we still had those opportunities where we were getting breaks. Duan sort of fingernails onto his jersey. Opportunities that we got in behind. It is a real credit to South Africa defence they managed to stop us. And we have to work out how we can make sure we turn that pressure into points or tries.
Greg, as you'd probably expect from a South African game, you seem to have a few walking wounded at the finish. How is everyone fit with Jack?
Yeah, Jack got a real bang in the shoulder, so it's not looking good at the moment. But we need to see what happens with Scan, and but I don't think he'll be available within the next few days or next week. But let's hope it's not too serious. I want to highlight Max Williamson, who was ill yesterday. He only did a little part of the team run. Didn't think he'd make it today, and then he's on in the first half, and he was outstanding. Outstanding in terms of the effort he put in, the collective effort in the line-out. I thought line-out defence, both winning the ball but also stopping their maul was superb. And Max, a 22-year-old, is a big part of that, producing jackals and carrying well. And he's just one of a member of our pack that performed at a very high level against 2 South African packs who are up there, obviously the best in the world right now.
Is Max okay? He seemed to be.
Yeah, yeah. On top of the fact he did both his shoulders in the game, I think he's okay. There were stingers, but at one stage it looked like he was coming off, and he showed his toughness to stay on. Obviously, we didn't have any second rows to come on, so real proud of his effort and the effort of the forward pack.
There's a lot of chat about the South African bomb squad. I mean, you're under pressure at the scrum when these guys came on, but there's a real reaction from the forwards, wasn't there? And, you must be pretty pleased that they put a statement out there.
They did, and we talked about their bomb squad. I think when they've gone 7-1, that the scorelines haven't changed when the 7 have came on. I think Ireland actually beat them in that period in the World Cup, and it was 0-0 against New Zealand. So we knew that there's an intimidation and a perception that you bring 7 players on, they'll change the game. But they also have to get up to the speed of playing Test rugby. And I thought our players responded to that challenge well. Obviously, there's some quality players that came off the bench, but for a period there, we were the ones that were getting penalties and getting gaps in their defence.